Hello, this is Reniel and welcome again to my Irie Kitchen. And today big things are happening again. The last time I showed you how to make the traditional brown stew chicken with rice and peas and cabbage, which was made with the kidney beans. Well, tonight we got another authentic meal coming your way. We're making curry chicken with rice and gungo peas. And gungo peas is something that it looks like this. In the United States, it's called pigeon peas. And we're going to also do some bok choy. Call it bok choy. Here in Jamaica, we call it pop choy. And I'll show you what that looks like a little later. And some fried plantains. So let's get ready to cook. Here in my pan already, coconut, a block of that coconut cream that I showed you before. Comes in a box that looks like this. And it does take a little while to melt. So that's why I went ahead and put it in there ahead of time. We're doing the gungo peas tonight, which is already cooked. It came frozen, so it's not going to take that long to cook the to get the beans together. We're also using parboiled white rice, so we're going to go ahead and add this entire 14-ounce bag to it. We're just going to be dumping everything in here. I have half a stick of butter. All right. I have here 3 sprigs of scallion, and I'm just going to drop those in there whole. What we're going to do is at the end pull them out. So they'll lend the flavor to it, but it's not going to actually be a part of the dish. We're going to pull it right back out. I have a whole country pepper. I'm going to drop that in there also. I have a few sprigs of thyme and some allspice balls, and those are all going in there. The country pepper, a little secret, if you don't bust the country pepper open, it'll give a delicious flavor and aroma to your dish, but it won't add the hotness to your mouth. So make sure when you're trying this dish, you do not cut the pepper in any way. Leave it whole, or else you'll have a very spicy rice and peas dish. So we're just going to let that do its thing there. Alright, sure, a lot of people are familiar with Zatarain's. This is a 2-pound bag. I'm going to add the Zatarain's to it. Yeah. By the way, I started off with 5 cups of water. I'm going to stir that in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of that browning that we talked about the last time, just to give my rice and peas a little bit darker color. I'm not using brown rice, but I guess I want to trick my mind a little bit, make it seem a little brown. So I'm going to mix this in. It's smelling so good already. Okay, now it's time to season it up. I have here 3 tablespoons of regular just confectioned sugar. I'm adding that to it to give it also a nice little sweet taste. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this kosher salt here. Right to it. A little bit of this cayenne pepper. A little bit of rosemary. We love spice in our household, but you can certainly tame down what you put in there. You don't have to add so much cayenne pepper or anything to it. But trust me, the habanero pepper, if you keep it whole, it will add a delicious flavor to your food, and it will not make it spicy. So don't worry about using it. Don't get nervous. The only key thing is to remember, don't bust it. So careful when you stir in the spot. That's a little bit of oregano. And I have here just some all-purpose seasoning, seasoned salt, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to put maybe about, what's a tablespoon in here? Give it a good stir. We're going to let this come to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, we're going to cut the fire down on low, cover it up real tight, and just let it steam. And that's about it. In about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll have a perfectly cooked pot of gungo rice and peas. The rice is boiling, and as you can see, most of the water kind of evaporated, and the rice grains themselves have expanded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of dig a hole in the center right here and push the country pepper down and use the rice to bury it. Same thing with the scallion. Even it out, level it out, and I'm going to put the lid on top of it. I have the chicken. It's been sitting here with some salt, pepper, a little bit of that curry powder I rubbed right into it, and then we're going to also do what my family like to call burning the curry, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But this is just to make sure that we got all the flavors in there. So just a little bit of your seasoning blend, all-purpose seasoning, salt, pepper, paprika, whatever it is, along with a little bit of that curry, and mix it all in, and we're good to go. I have some Luana coconut oil. And I'm going to add, I would guess that this would probably be maybe about 3 tablespoons worth. I'm just going to use all of what I have left in here. Add it to my pot. The fire's on, so I'm going to let that get a little warm. What we're going to do is I'm going to add maybe about 3 ounces of curry powder to this. I have just a little bit left in here, and I don't like to waste any. I choose to use the Blue Mountain curry powder. My favorite. To me, all curry is not created equal. Though I plan on making my own from scratch on my website, which I'll be selling. I haven't tried it yet. So for now, I'm sticking with Blue Mountain. But then, if you're cooking goat or something like that, then I would go with the Indian curry. So to me, this is the best for your poultry and seafood. Delicious. So that's just a little advertisement for Blue Mountain out there. And this is a 6-ounce container, so I'm gonna add about almost a half of it, because I did put a little bit in there already. One of the things that you want to know that is very, very important, it is so easy for this curry to actually burn to the point that it's black and you can do nothing with it. So once you start this process, don't you dare walk away from it. You won't be sorry. I have over here some potatoes that I peeled. I was trying to let my potatoes not turn so dark on me, so I added some water to it. I'm just going to put a little bit of that water down in there, just because I don't want my curry to start sticking together. Let's see, it's starting to turn brown. Now it's time to add my potatoes and everything. You don't want that curry to burn on you. You don't. Believe me, you don't. And we're just going to add that chicken, everything to the pot. This is like another one of those dump dishes. You're going to toss everything in the pot. Now I have some onion, and it's just 1 onion that's sliced up. This dish does not require a whole lot of special treatment. It's just the curry. This is 2 sprigs of scallion, some fresh thyme, as you'll notice, and some allspice balls. I have some carrots that I've cut up. You can use as much carrots as you want to. You're going to notice that I'm adding a double portion of potatoes because I absolutely love the way a potato tastes when it soaks up the flavor of the curry. And because the potato itself is going to also cook down in the gravy and almost help to thicken the gravy, some of it is going to mash out, I add a little extra. And 1 country pepper. Not for the faint at heart. This one we're going to cut. But I'm just going to cut it in 3 big chunks so that way I can see it and pull it out in the future if I want to. You see how all of the chicken is evenly coated with the curry? A messy looking pot, don't worry about that. We're going to take it out of here, put it in a nice container when we're ready to serve it. I have a measuring cup with 2 cups of water, and what I'm going to do is to this I'm going to add just about half of that. It's a lot with this dish. It's a lot of stirring involved, but it's well worth it.